So, did you know that there is an aim by the virtue of its name? Islam actually means submission. It is the submission of all people through conversion, through subjugation, and legal dominance to bring this belief system everywhere, for it to spread to the entire world. There are groups that believe that the Mahdi will only manifest once. A certain population group that we see in the Middle East, the small little group with the blue and white flag, are totally erased. And so they are on a mission to get rid of them so that the Mahdi can manifest. And these are groups within it. There's also something known as soft, Jihad, a soft one. And what does that mean? It means that it's really just subtle, where Christianity gets mocked and abandoned, where they use the cultural collapse of the West with moral relativism and secularism and our tolerance towards them. For instance, the refugees that are, many would say, are just a Trojan horse, allowing this thing into the West, where it is actually taking over because their birth rates are 2 to 3 times higher than those of the women in the West. So it's just by virtue of population, they are growing and they take over. But what happens in a soft Jihad is that they use freedom of religion, democracy and tolerance to plant their norms within society, education, law, politics, and media. And this long-term subversion strategy used the Western freedoms to ultimately erode Western values. And it's amazing how you could, you could mock anything, Christianity, Jesus, the Passion, and you get away with it. But if you mock anything in this area of our societies, you will absolutely pay for it. Not just by them, but your own fellow Christians and Western people will insult you because there's sort of this untouchable, you may not touch them, leave them, respect them. And yet, that's not what Jesus actually called us to do. We're to love people. They don't need our accommodation. They don't need our tolerance. They need the gospel. They need the gospel that breaks the bondages of just the many ideologies that conflict so much with who it is that Jesus has allowed us to be. And so this is a time where you and I really need to have a ready defense for what we believe. A soft answer in gentleness, respect, and humility, but certainly a defense for what we believe, so that we can boldly proclaim the gospel, because it is the gospel that is the way of salvation. It is the gospel that is the power. It is the gospel that sets the captives free. It is the gospel that heals the sick. It is the gospel that will move the world forward in the way that we want it to go, where our freedoms are respected.